Hello, everyone. Welcome to GeekGirlCon. My name is Marium. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm with the Twitch team. And today I have a very special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. Hello, I am Makenzie she, her pronouns, and I am very excited to be here on behalf of Kamino Temple Saber Guild.
Oh, okay. So could you tell me a little bit about what the Kamino Temple Saber Guild is?
So Kamino Temple Saber Guild is the Washington branch of the global organization Saber Guild, which is a not-for-profit Lucasfilm-recognized costuming and performance guild, which basically means, if you break it down, the members dress up as Jedi and or Sith and do choreographed lightsaber combat for charity.
Awesome. So do you want to talk a little bit about like who can be part of your guild, and like how would you, if you were interested, how could you join your guild?
Anyone over the age of 18 can join. If you are younger than 18, those who are 13 to 17 can join with a guardian or parental supervisor. Below that, because of the stage combat, we don't allow folks younger than 13. But beyond that, beyond those age requirements, there is really nothing stopping you from joining. We accept members of all experience with combat, whether you have martial arts training, dance training, none of the above. We happily teach classes every Thursday, at least the Kamino Temple does, that help you learn how to not only do stage combat, and do fun tricks and flourishes with your lightsaber, but also how to perform, how to improvise, and a bunch of other awesome stuff.
That sounds awesome. It looks like someone like me can join too.
Oh yeah.
Who has zero coordination and tends to break things.
Yeah, I have notoriously no coordination. I have a twisted leg, so I can't walk super long distances without physical aid. But I still love, and the guild has been super supportive in making choreography that works around like my bad joints and my leg, and it's wonderfully supportive.
So, do you want to talk about like what performances you do with like the restrictions you have physically?
I actually had the honor, my very first guild performance was actually here at GeekGirlCon last year, which is super exciting. I got to do a story about my Jedi who is also physically disabled in a very similar way, and her relationship with the Force. And that's why I'm super excited to come back this year as the assistant director for our show at GeekGirlCon this year.
So you really make sure that all of your guild members are, despite any disabilities or accessibility issues, are all feel welcomed and all are able to take part in any way.
Yep. In the words of Star Wars, the Force transcends all, and we try to embody that with our full heart.
That's awesome. So I have another question for you. Where could we go to find more about your guild? Like,
yes.
Are you on social media? Do you have a website?
So Kamino Temple very specifically has a Facebook page that we would recommend you go to. That's where we'll post all our events for our classes that we have, as well as all the other information you need. If you are not Seattle local, please go to the, I think the Saber Guild global site, and you can find what temple is nearest to you.
Awesome. And then you all will be performing at GeekGirlCon.
Yes, I'm so excited.
That? Do you want to talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I said, like this is my first performance at the Guild, so it's been an absolute honor to come back as assistant director for the show Hold and Release, which is going to be performed tomorrow on the main stage at 11:30 a.m. It's this wonderful show, a very cathartic show that examines our relationship with emotions and how we use emotions to fuel our actions, and how emotions themselves can neither be good nor bad. It is what we do with those emotions that defines our standing and our character. And it was such fun. I actually wrote a good chunk of the show, but I must give credit to my wonderful, wonderful fellow guild members who not only choreographed their own fights in the show, but also wrote the surrounding dialogue. It's truly a momentous group effort. I also want to shout out my lead director, Daryl Parks, who led the effort and spearheaded the full direction of this amazing show, and I can't wait for folks to see it.
So the show that you're going to be doing tomorrow at 11:30 here on the main stage, it sounds like you have an entire like story planned out.
The framing device of the story is a force ability in Star Wars known as psychometry, which basically means that when you attune to a like location or an object, you are able to see via the force a vision of the past. And so the whole framework of this show is a Jedi and a Sith that are both on this planet tap into visions of the past, and then we have multiple cast members and guild members who have done choreographed fights come in and do their fight as a vision of the past, with an overarching storyline where the Jedi and the Sith debate about the merit of emotions and whether or not it leads to good or evil.
Oh, okay. So that is probably the most you can...
Yep, that's probably the most, yeah. I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, so for those who will be attending GeekGirlCon tomorrow on Sunday, be sure to check the Saber Guild out on main stage here at Garnet.
Yes.
For those who can't, we will be streaming, fingers crossed, all of that tomorrow as well. I did want to talk about like your past performances, if that was okay.
Yeah, if we've got time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. So is there a particular past performance that you did or you watched for the guild in the past that really stands out to you?
So there's the one that was like super meaningful to me as like a disabled actor and performer, which was the one at GeekGirlCon last year, where I got to play with the idea of how a disabled Jedi would act and interact with the Force. And to summarize it shortly, my Jedi struggles to use the Force because she's using in the way that like people with chronic pain have to use up a lot of spoons to just sort of function normally. She's using a lot of her connection to the Force to just kind of keep herself focused and okay physically, and so she can't actually use it to do the very stereotypical lifting of objects and pushing people. So it takes a lot more effort for her. But in terms of some of my favorite performances, our guild got to perform at the Aqua Sox Star Wars Day earlier this year, and I got to be an absolutely just unrepentantly evil and violence-craving gremlin of a Sith. My favorite part about that is that if you watch that, we had folks videoing, and from like the back of the stands, you could hear me cackle evilly from the baseball field. I had a wonderful fight partner for that, Max Hewson, who is an amazing choreographer, and we put together such a fun, fast-paced fight choreo that was just so much fun to perform.
So it kind of sounds like to me you enjoy doing more of like the villainous roles. I am technically bisexual. I do both Jedi and Sith. However, it is always fun to be a little bit evil. It's always a little bit fun to just tap into the dark side and get to be that very overdramatic, sometimes charismatic, sometimes not Sith Lord. So do we get to see that tomorrow?
Unfortunately, no. My responsibility is going to be assistant directing, and so my job is to step back and let my wonderful cast shine. I will say, though, there is no shortage of wonderful, scenery-chewing, villainous Sith in that show that are played by my lovely guild members, and they're very good. So as much as I love being a Sith and I love hamming it up on stage, I'm very happy to just let these folks do their thing and show them off.
All right, I feel like the more I listen to you talk about what you all will be doing tomorrow, the more excited I become, and I can't wait to watch you all on stage. So kind of like going back to past performances.
Yeah.
You talked about how your first performance was here at GeekGirlCon.
Yes, it was.
So was that the performance that made you join the guild, or?
So I had joined the guild before that. I had seen the guild. The guild does a bunch of con appearances. So I met them at Emerald City Comic Con a year or so ago, and then I joined. But in order to become you can attend classes whether or not you're a full guild member or not. But in order to officially become a guild member, you have to make and get a approved costume.
Okay.
And so for GeekGirlCon was when I finally sat down and I made my costume. I got it approved with our standards, and actually did a first performance as a full-fledged guild performance member.
That sounds amazing. So it sounds like the guild members make their own costumes. And well, we'll get to see some of that tomorrow, right?
Yes.
I think that brings my interview to a conclusion. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Nope. Just please come see the show. The group worked so hard on it, and I am so endlessly proud of all the hard work they put into it. So please come see it.
All right, so we're going to wrap up this interview. Upcoming at 2 o'clock, we actually have the GeekGirlCon cosplay contest, where we have incredible artistry meeting creative performances, plus live music from the 8-bit brass band, which we have here getting ready to go. Then at 3:10, we will be playing games. Joe will welcome Stephanie Kwok, a creative board game called Mistwint. And that's it. Bye!